Okay, everyone, and welcome back. Eventually, she found the letter still on the table. Well, pretended to find it. Oh, Jack! Oh, darling. Go away. You're hurt. I know. She's terrible, isn't she? To have hurt you so badly. She's. Sweater was soft against my skin. It smelled of her. I know. I know. She's awful. Let me help. She brought her hand near to my face, turned my head away. I'm the one who can make you happy, you know. You won't have to remember that girl ever again. You won't want to. I promise. Her hand found my cheek. It had only been 2 days since I'd last seen Grace, had last touched her, but it was like I had already forgotten a person's warmth. Raised my hand to bat hers away, and I found that I couldn't do it. Instead, I put my hand on hers. I was close to tears. There were so many emotions in me that confused and overwhelmed me. But Anna was here, and she was whispering that she'd never leave. We made love there, on the couch. Afterwards, I used the sweater to wipe the sweat off of me. That is a bitch motherfucking move. Anna lay next to me, soft and warm, both her arms wrapped around one of mine. In the morning, after the long night, Anna looked to me and asked me a question. I'm tired, aren't you? Uh-huh. I won't go to work today. I'll call in sick. What about you? I don't know. I won't go to work. I hadn't thought at all about work. It was so irrelevant. That's a good idea. Hey, I'm going to my apartment. I want to have a nice hot shower. Come with? Sure, yes. My apartment had a perfectly working shower, of course, but I didn't want to be all by myself. I was scared. After I'd had a shower at her place, Anna told me I could stay there for a while. Until you feel better, she told me. What do you say? I said yes, and that's how it went. I don't feel shame for what I did. You fucking should, you piece of I know I should, but I don't. Problem is, I don't really feel like I did any of that. It's more like I was watching myself do those things, watching myself get tricked, cheat on Grace, and live with that woman who's caused so much misery to so many people. I know I should be ashamed. It's a disgusting thing I did. I can't take it back. I let myself be made into an animal. That one whole month is something I'd like to forget and to never remember. So I won't write about it. Or about anything more. I've written enough. I'm done. This journal has helped me a lot, but I don't need it anymore. This is, then. It's goodbye. So, goodbye. Jack Friday. I woke up and found the room dark. Incredibly dark. Didn't matter if my eyes were open or closed, the image didn't change. Something wasn't right. The air smelled different. Grace made a soft moaning sound in her sleep. She lay next to me. I reached down to make absolutely sure she was there. Jack. To hear her voice instead was like finding a snake in my bed. I almost fell over a nightstand. Are you okay? Bad dream. Stay. She touched me, skin against skin. I remember where I was and why I was here. Better? Yeah. Sorry about that. Good. Settled back onto my side of the bed. Anna ruffled my hair. You startled me. I didn't mean to. It's okay. I know you wouldn't do that. Because you love me. You can't do hate sex? Boy, I sure fucking can. Dear diary, it's all been worth it. All the years of waiting and hoping have been so worth it. I never expected it to go as well as it did. Now I feel so silly I ever worried. Grace, the whore, is out of the picture. It was easy. She is so scared of everything. And Jack is all mine. I expected he would struggle a lot more. I'm so proud of him. Even in the terrible state he's in, no memories of us at all. He knew in his heart he should pick me over her. You're so cute, Jack. The way you're absolutely helpless without me. I'll pamper you a little more. I can do that. There's no hurry. There's no rush. We've reached our happy ending. I paced around Anna's bedroom. Step, 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 step. Turn. Step, 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 step. Turn. Wasn't a very large room, about the same size as mine. Step, 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 step. Turn. It was dark. The curtains were drawn, but it would have been dark without them, too. The alarm clock's neon green digits hovering in the dark showed that it was 5:10 a.m. I thought you bastards were done. There, finally. Sounds like they shut the fucking thing off. Oh, more mowers. The alarm clock's neon green digits hovering in the dark showed that it was 5:10 a.m. and that it was Monday. Step, step, step. Hannah's bed sheets rustled. She mumbled something and sat up. Jack, why are you... I took in a deep breath. It helped me keep my voice from shaking as I answered. It's nothing. Go back to sleep. What is it? Something is wrong, isn't it? Tell me, I'll make it go away. No, please. It's stupid. Tell me. I stepped closer to the bed, banged my shin on its side and sighed. It's Monday. And I glanced over my shoulder at the alarm clock. Yep, it is. So, I have work when Grace, when I came back to an empty apartment. It was early Friday morning. I had missed work on Friday. I must be on thin ice already. I didn't even call in. And just don't go. But if I don't go today, they'll fire me for sure. So, What do you mean, so? This is serious. Don't be upset. Here. Anna got up lazily and kissed me, held me. We stood there a few moments in silence. There. Doesn't it all seem better now? But I still... Uh-huh. Oh, No, sweetie. You stay in today. She pressed herself harder against me. I felt her softness, the heat of her body. I could hardly feel anything else. You don't want to go to work, do you? I don't, but, I mean, I have to. You don't have to. It'll be fine. The world won't end. I was going to complain again, but she pressed a finger to my lips. You know what? An idea just came to me. Let's all write poems. Sorry, I fucking had to. If you move out of that awful apartment and come live with me instead, you won't have to work in that awful store anymore either. That sounds nice, doesn't it? It sounded so good. Anna understood me too well, but I wasn't sure of myself. I asked if it was really fine for me to stay here for good. Of course. I wouldn't want you anywhere else. Dear Diary, oh my God, oh goodness, how is this going so well? It never worked so well before, not with the patients I tried it on, even though they were terminal, even though they had no one to visit them. Hey, Bun Bun, we deserve love too. A plot device. Even though they had no one to visit them, all of them kept being themselves right up until the end. But with Jack, I can do anything. He's like clay. I could change him into anyone, anything I want. How awful. He's so lucky that it's me doing this. Could you imagine someone else with this kind of responsibility? No, what am I saying? Nobody else could make him so willing to change. Me. Only me. He's only like this because he loves me so much. He's always loved me, even when he didn't realize it. There you go, Jao-senpai, yes. And I am honest to a fault. And he'll always love me, and I'll always love him. We'll be together forever. Forever. Oh, I'm so happy I could scream. Right now, I'm only teasing him a little, but that's okay. We have all the time in the world. Unlike those other boys, he's not about to expire. Yes, Bun Bun. Forever. And ever. Oh, Kaiju. Thank you, Senpai. I love you too. Oh. I try very hard to control my act too. I don't always succeed. Especially when Via starts flirting with somebody new. But I try. I try very hard. I only have 3 active obsessions at this time, so like I'm not totally overwhelmed by my emotions or anything. My name is Annika. Days went by, maybe a week. Jack, come on, Jack. If you don't let go of me, I can't go to work, you know? Then don't go. Stay here. Hey, one of us has to go. We need it to live. I need you to live. That's very sweet, but I still have to go. I wouldn't budge. She ran her fingers through my hair. I like that. If you get off me now, I promise I'll have a special surprise for you when I get back. Really? Really? I promise. Okay. I forced myself to let her go. After she went away, I lay back down on the bed. I waited for her to come back. I did nothing else. Anna's surprise was a big plastic bag. It was swollen, full of something. I looked at her, then at it, then at her again, and frowned. You'll see. Come, we need to go somewhere. Go outside? Yes. Isn't that exciting? I looked away. What? You don't want to? I held up a pillow in front of me. It was meant to act as a barrier. Oh, you big scaredy cat. Come on. She took my arm and pulled. I wouldn't go. Her grip was strong. Maybe I'd gotten weak, but I stayed in place. Huh? So, you really don't want to go? How come we can't just stay here? Oh, sweetie. I don't want the apartment to burn down. Excuse me? Hey, Kara-senpai, welcome back. She made me dress in outside clothes. They were rugged and cold. Outside was even more rugged and cold. The street was wet, it must have rained. People there were giving me looks. They were looking at me like I was trash. Why? What had I done to them? What had I ever done to anyone? Oh, hey. Ease up a little. You'll hurt my hand. I'm sorry. That's okay. If you really don't feel like it, we can go back home right now. Really? Yes. But I know you can do this. So, will you do it for me? Yeah. Okay. Great! Thank you, Jack. You are so good to me. We walked for over 15 minutes. My feet hurt and my legs were making my feet hurt and my legs made clicking sounds. I hadn't really walked in over a week. But I didn't complain. We're almost there. Do you know where we are? I shook my head. Anna had led me somewhere I'd never been. Each street we passed was dirtier and grayer and more abandoned than the last, and the people looked at us all the more meanly. I thought they were going to hurt us, but Anna wasn't afraid, so I did my best to be brave too. Whatever she had in the plastic bag, it wasn't heavy. The bag was so full it was almost the shape of a big ball, but it still swung so lightly. What do you think is in there? Anna had noticed me looking. I don't know. Want to guess? I didn't. I told her I didn't. Told her I couldn't think of anything. Oh, well, you'll see soon enough. Our destination, I saw 5 minutes later, was an empty street. Whole street, blocks and blocks of it, completely abandoned. Pavement was cracked, the buildings that still stood were hollow. Everything was overgrown with weeds. It was more a jungle than a city street. What kind of body? Because I'm like, I kind of agree with you. Maybe. What if it's a dog? Just an illy theory. It was ugly. I hated to even look at it. Isn't it so beautiful? Yeah. I'll show you the best spot here. It's my favorite. Sinner. But it'll be our secret, okay? Bun Bun, good one. Nice. You can't tell anyone else. Okay. We passed through a tunnel-like opening set in a tall, wide building. Beyond it was a field of brown-yellow grass. It came up to my chest. Surrounding the grass were the sides of a large apartment building. This used to be its courtyard. The building was a mottled, ugly gray. It had most likely been a prettier color before it burned down. It had so many windows, none of which had glass in them. They gaped down at us, empty, dark. Anna's spot was a square patch of concrete in the middle of the overgrown courtyard. Once there, Anna handed me something from the plastic bag. It was a small gas container and a box of matches. Then she emptied the rest of the bag out on the concrete. When I saw the contents, my chest tightened and started to hurt. Anna, this is... On the ground were a few post-it notes, a pair of shoes, but mostly clothes. I'd seen them before. They belonged to someone I knew. Who? Someone I had known an eternity ago, too long ago to remember, but I knew these things were important. You know what this is? Yes. I shouldn't? It's fine. If you still recognize them. Completely fine. You're not mad? Oh, I'm not mad. Give me that. Anna grabbed the gas canister from my hands. She poured the gas out onto the clothes and shoes and post-it notes, down to the last drop. Then she tossed the canister aside and stepped away. The canister made a tinny, empty sound as it hit the concrete. Chunk-chunk. After that, it was silence. Anna, should I? What do you think you should do? Are you really not mad? Do what you think you need to do, Jack. And do it quick. It's growing dark and I didn't bring a flashlight. So I did what I thought I needed to do. I lit a match. It took me 3 tries to get it right because of my clumsy fingers. Cradling a little fire with my hands, I brought it over to her things. They were wet and stank of gasoline. I held the lit match above them. Why are you hesitating? Don't you want to do this? I don't know. I needed to do what Anna wanted me to do, but the thought of doing it Made me want to lie down and cry. I couldn't explain why those things were so dear to me. They just were. Flame had almost reached my fingers. Anna, I don't think... Do it! Drop the match. The little fire touched gasoline and bloomed. Sudden heat made me step back. Those things, those shoes and clothes and little yellow notes were already crackling and turning into charcoal. Anna stood by me. I waited for her to scold me, but she didn't. She put her hand in mine, our fingers interlocked. You did well. I did? Yes. When it came down to it, you did what you should. I'm proud of you. Warmth filled my chest. My worry for those scattered pieces of nothing on the ground faded away. I was with the love of my life, and she loved me and was proud of me. How could I care about... Couldn't even remember what it had been anymore. Old clothes? Whatever. Anna giggled. Made me so glad to see Anna happy. I pulled her closer. After a good minute of laughing, she sighed, as if spent, and looked at me. Wasn't that fun? Yep. Aw, y'all are sweet. Things on the ground had already gone out. They were black and unrecognizable. Let's go back home. Okay, Anna. You're so happy, aren't you? And why wouldn't you be? I'm happy too. The happiest I've ever been. Me too. Happiest I've ever been. Really? Yep. Oh, thank you, Jack. That means the world to me. We went away, hand in hand. But before we walked out into the... That would be my daughter screaming. But before we walked out into the grass again, I looked back one last time at the things I had burned. Something moved at the edge of my vision, up in one of the glassless windows. I looked again. Ooh. I looked again, but it was gone. Oh, fuck me. This place is dangerous. Hmm? Are there people here? Oh, you know what? There just might be. Bad people. We should get home as soon as we can. Yes. Home. Where it's safe. Ooh! Goodness. That little slut. I hope she had a good look at us burning all that trash of hers. That Jack burning it. God, I'm so proud of him, it hurts. I can't believe I miscalculated, though. I thought Grace was gone for good. But then, there she was, in our hallway, asking where Jack was and what I'd done with him. All this, while Jack was right on the other side of the door. Can you imagine what would have happened if I wasn't there? She would have knocked on the door or rung the doorbell, and she probably would have called out, too. It would have scared Jack so badly, I can't bear to think about it. Thankfully, I wasn't wrong about everything to do with her. She hasn't called the police. I knew she wouldn't. I just didn't think she'd come back at all. She was still scared as a little lamb. Her hands shook while she demanded I tell her what happened to Jack. He can't be in there, can he? She stepped forward, but when I put myself between the door and her, she backed off again. I wonder how she didn't pee herself. She was so scared. Jack doesn't want to see you. What are you doing to him? No one's seen him since I went away. It's like he's disappeared. He's been here the whole time. God, what are you doing to him? Be quiet! She was making so much noise. I put a hand on her shoulder. I had to see if she had the guts to slap it away. She just stood there. Jack is perfectly fine. He's happy and he doesn't want to see you again. I know he probably hates me now, but at least let me see him. I have to at least see him again. So annoying! Loneliness has made her desperate, unpleasant. That's what being by yourself does. Look at dear Jack. We've only been together again for a short while, and he's already such a sweetheart. He was so prickly before. If you see him now, he'll tell you he hates you. Do you really want that? No, I don't want that, but... Then go away! It's as simple as that, don't you think? Even someone like you should understand. Why are you so... I thought we were... She swallowed hard. I have to see him. Anna, please. Being alone made you into a real bitch, you know that? What? Or did it? Were you lonely after all? It really makes me wonder. With how little money you took with you, I was sure you'd be living on the streets. But you're clean, you don't smell, more than usual. I'm living with a friend. What does it matter? That's a lie. You don't have any friends. Grace gritted her teeth and glared at me. She wanted to run away in shame. She's so simple, so obvious. But she couldn't leave with Jack so close. So, where are you staying? Whose cock are you sucking for rent? I'm not... Is that wrinkly old man you worked with? It's nothing like that. I am living with Don, but I'm not. Oh, aren't you? Then how are you paying back his hospitality? You don't have any money. You quit your job too. I checked. I'm not paying back anything. Don't be shy. Oh, screw you! Move! How violent. It's a good thing I separated her and Jack when I did. Any more of the girl's influence, and who knows what could have happened. She tried to shove past me, but I had a little surprise in my pocket. Anna, that's... Yep. So, don't you dare touch me again. I might do something bad. I pressed the knife against the side of her neck. It drew blood. I couldn't help myself. But wasn't a lot. I'm not going to kill someone out in the open like that. I'm not stupid. Grace stood petrified. You can't do this. You'll call the cops? No, you won't. They won't believe you. They never do. Right? She didn't lash out for once. She must have finally realized how useless it was to try. So, she shuffled away. I waved her off. It's only polite. She didn't even look back. But then she kept following me around, even after that. What a stalker! So I had Jack burn her things. I know she was watching. It was beautiful. Now she'll back off for good. I'm back. Welcome back. Hey, easy, you'll trip. The moment she touched me, those long hours of waiting were painted over by warmth. Oh, Ace, I love you. I love all of you. Bun Bun. It made me so happy. Something smells good. Is it dinner? Yes. Oh, you remembered. I love you too, Nick. I'm so glad. I'd made a casserole. Anna set the table and I served it. That was really tasty, Jack. Thank you. I wasn't happy with the meal. It was tasteless, the meat was tough, but Hannah said she liked it. I still love all of you. I'm just only obsessed with one or two. She was so kind. I wish I could help more. What do you mean? Well, with money, I guess. I was being serious, but she laughed. That made me feel a bit stupid. Oh, Jack. Money's no problem at all. I told you already, I've got a lot saved up. And the rent here is nothing. Oh. Okay. Anna hummed contentedly. A minute later, she stopped. There's something you can do, actually. Really? Yes, really. But I'm not sure if you'd be up to it. Anything. I'll do anything for you. Oh, okay then. What is it? How can I help you? Wait until before bedtime, okay? I nodded. When I heard what she wanted me to do, I didn't take it well. I was angry, furious. I felt betrayed. You want me to... Yes, I do. But no! You said I'd never have to remember anything! You promised! I got up from the bed and started pacing from wall to wall, never looking at Anna. What she'd said hurt. How could you lie to me like that? Oh, baby. Please, don't hate me. I was shivering with anger. I thought I might faint. But I didn't hate her. Couldn't. So, stopped walking and faced her. I know I said what I said, but this is important. Don't you believe me? There was only one thing I could say. Yeah, I believe you. Thank you, Jack. I love you. I love you too. And I'm sorry. Don't don't say you... Hearing Anna say she was sorry was, for some reason, like a punch to the gut. It tugged at my memory. She always said, I know, but that's not what I'm telling you to remember. You must never remember that woman. Forget all you have left of her. Then what I want you to recall goes much, much further back. All right, later, Bun Bun. Ciao. It won't be easy, but when you do, when you remember, our love will be the deepest it's ever been. Don't you want that? I do. I love you. I want that. I want to love you even more. Tell me what I should remember. Anna embraced me with happy tears in her eyes, but she wouldn't tell me what I needed to remember. She said it would be pointless if she told me. I had to remember it all by myself, and ordered me to sit down in front of the alarm clock every day for at least an hour. I was to do this while she was at work. I was to have my eyes closed. I was to try digging back in my memories, far, far back. I did as ordered. But first time I tried, the very next day, it was all so foggy in my mind that I couldn't even start. Thinking felt slow. It was like walking through molasses. Only made myself tired. Before I fell asleep setting up, one last thought came to me. Was thinking always so hard? The second time, too, I gave up right away. Couldn't do it. But I promised Anna. Next day, I tried harder. My head hurt. I felt like I was groping in the dark, scared and all alone. But I did it. I promised Anna. Waited further in. Flash of a smile made my chest hurt. But I kept going. For love. Huh? Which one did I love? Which one did I hate? Things didn't used to be like this, did they? This feels wrong. Something went terribly wrong. I need to make sense of it. Days later, while I was going back in my memory, I reached a wall. Damn. I felt I shouldn't try to climb over it, so I didn't. There were things out there I didn't want to see, so I went back to the puddle I'd been searching through. It was a stew of love and fear and hate, given and taken seemingly at random. It was a mess, but it was a mess in my head. I would make it make sense. Jack! Yes, Anna? I'm going to work. Aren't you going to say bye? Oh, bye, Anna. And a goodbye kiss? We kissed. Anna placed a hand on my forehead. Are you okay? You might have a fever. I can give you something for that. I smiled. I'm okay. It's just... What is it? Trouble? You can tell me anything. You know the sandwich shop? Which one? Next to the... Next to the store. I nodded. You want a sandwich from there? Yeah. If that's okay. Well, there is always a huge line there. Please, Anna? It would mean a lot to me. No, how can I resist? Of course, darling. I'll get you anything. What kind of sandwich do you want? Anything you pick. I'll get you something light. You're not getting much exercise. I don't want you to get fat. Is that all right? Yep. Great. And don't forget your remembering session. You've been doing those, right? Yeah. And? I frowned and shook my head. Nothing yet? Oh, well, it's not been 2 weeks yet. You'll get there soon. You'll get there soon. I'm sure you will. Yeah, I will. Anna pinched my cheek, kissed me again, and left. And I threw up in the toilet. Oh, God. Brushed my teeth and washed my mouth 3 times over. I can't go on like this. I couldn't keep living here. I waited 10 minutes till I was sure Anna was gone. Then I pulled back the heavy curtains. Down on the street, there was a single person, looking sad and abandoned. I waved at her. She looked up, nodded, and walked into the building. Hi, Jack. I was so happy to see her, I wanted to cry. Grace. We'd started seeing each other in secret 5 days ago. I knew how long exactly. I'd started counting the days again. That big cloud of confusion in my brain was gone. It wasn't Anna's dog anymore. It was Anna's own fault. What else could she expect, having me dig around my past like that? But it was scary how close I'd come to letting go. If things were a bit different, I might have kept on being a half-mute idiot forever. And I never would have let Grace inside. When I first heard Grace's voice again, I thought I'd finally snapped. I thought I was hallucinating. But I opened the door and there she was. Grace. Grace. I'm so happy to see you. I thought, after your message, I thought I'd never... Don't say that. Don't say anything. Just for a minute. We put our arms around each other. We'd only been apart for a few weeks, but so many things had happened it felt like years. I knew it. You don't hate me. I didn't know what she was talking about, and I didn't really care. Only one thing mattered right now. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Been working up the courage to leave ever since I had become myself again. Stupid as it seemed, I was afraid of going outside. But with Grace here, I could leave. I could do anything. We can't. Huh? You're not going to leave here. Not yet. Why not? Do you have any idea what it's like for me in here? I can't imagine, Jack. And I'm so sorry I didn't believe you. You knew how dangerous Anna was right from the start. That's all the more reason to get the hell away. I told you, not yet. This isn't something we can run away from. I so wish we could just pack up and leave, but Anna's going to follow us wherever we go. God damn it! I stomped on the ground like an angry child. Grace was right. Hannah had followed me here. If we left now, she'd do it again. We have to report her to... No, Jack. No police. They'd trust her first 1,000,000 times over. I guess they would. Besides, I wasn't even sure if she'd done anything actually illegal. But what then? What do we do? I don't know. Why is this happening to us? Even as we talked, we kept our ears to the hallway. Though we both knew Anna was at work, the slightest echo of a footstep was enough to make us jump. Why can't she just leave us alone? What does she even want from you? Think I might have a clue. I told Grace about how Anna was trying to make me remember stuff from years ago. But so long ago. Anything could have made her obsessed with me.
Jack,
What?
I'm so sorry I'm so sorry to say this. I know you always hated it when I did.
What is it? I had a good feeling what she'd say. I didn't like it.
You really do have to remember.
Pinched the bridge of my nose. There was a big headache coming on right behind the eyes. I know.
We can't win against her like this. Not when she knows so much more than we do.
I know, all right.
Do you think you can do it?
I don't want to do it, but I think I can. I've never tried. Not seriously, not since those first few days.
Good. Please, do try. And thank you for not giving in, Jack. I know it must be hard. Do you need anything from the outside? I could sneak something in. I don't have a lot, but...
No, I don't need anything. Anna keeps me well fed. Put as much contempt as I could into those words. Are you doing all right, though? You don't have any money, do you? I think Anna's got some stashed away somewhere around here. Grace refused. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and ring those bells. That's all I have for today. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye, everyone.